gone by already, but like I said, we still have plenty of summer fun for you guys to enjoy. And for our last show
Hello, Williamson County. I'm Kerri Hudson, and welcome to It's About You, an informational program about the classes, activities, and special events of the Williamson County Parks and Recreation Department. Well, it may be mid-April, but plans and preparations for Williamson County Parks and Recreation's summer activities are in full swing. We continue our summer topics today, talking about our Therapeutic Summer Day Camp program, Camp Will, as well as our ongoing monthly therapeutic programming. Joining me for today's show are Traci Hamby, our Senior and Therapeutics Administrator, and Jayne McFadden, the Recreation Specialist in charge of our Franklin Therapeutic Programming. Ladies, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
Always a pleasure to have you guys come into the studio and talk about all the different types of programs and activities that you guys offer, especially Camp Will. Camp Will is just one of those programs that seems to have a special place in the heart of Franklin for the service that it provides to our community. It is an exceptional program that has not met its match. There's nothing else like it in this community, and so I love to have the opportunity to talk about some of the things that you guys have coming up. So let's jump right in with Camp Will. Traci, you've been involved with Camp Will for years now, but for people who might not be familiar with the program or if they're new to the area, tell us the history of Camp Will and kind of a little bit of background about this program.
Perfect. Well, this program actually started, seems like forever ago, by a group of parents that wanted some sort of summer camp experience for their kids. Was a fantastic program back in the day, but they had limited resources, relied heavily upon volunteers, and just really couldn't expand on the program, the vision they had. So they approached Parks and Recreation in the late 1990s, and we're now going into our 17th year of camp. So what really started off on a very small scale has just really grown by leaps and bounds over the past 17 years.
Wow, 17 years with this program.
Isn't that wild?
It's amazing to think that it's been in existence for that long, and it has flourished all of that time. Give us a little bit of an explanation of who and what Camp Will is.
Okay, Camp Will is a therapeutic summer day camp that's geared for Williamson County residents. Participants must have some sort of physical and or intellectual disability. As far as age range, our campers are as young as 6 years old, but the camp does go through the age of 23. So it's a wide gamut of different ages. We see campers with all different kinds of disabilities, all different kinds of ability levels, and we do nothing but have fun.
It really is your traditional summer camp, just with a few modifications to make it inclusive for a vast array of people to participate in.
Exactly.
And it's one of the funnest things that I thankfully get a small amount of opportunity to participate in over the course of the summer. All of our visits to Camp Will are always fun and exciting, and we're always greeted so warmly by all the campers there, and it just seems like you guys have a lot of fun with this program and doing this service for our community. Tell us a little bit about the structure of Camp Will this year, your programming dates and all that kind of stuff.
As far as the overall structure, our dates are actually June the 2nd through July 18th, though we do have Friday, July 4th off. We divide our camp out by age, and so we've got a youth wing, an adolescent wing, and then a young adult wing, and so each wing is then further divided into anywhere between 3 to 4 groups. What else did you ask? As far as times and things like that, the camp does run Monday through Friday from 9 o'clock in the morning until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's a very busy, very full week. We've got all different types of fun activities that we're already planning for the summer. Lots of theme days. We've got our Taekwondo instructor coming back, sports, arts and crafts.
Everything that a kid wants in a summer experience. And this year you guys have a new camp location. You're going to be at Prairie Creek Elementary School.
So we're super excited about this space. Truly thankful for the partnership that we have with Williamson County Schools. They're always so accommodating to our camp, and so we are making the move to Prairie Creek. It's a wonderful transition for us. We're gaining so much space. The principal has been nothing but nice, so we are super excited about this move.
Yes. So a little transition for maybe some of the families that are repeat campers, but another opportunity to have another great summer and another great Williamson County school.
Well, and the nice thing about Perry Creek too is it is truly central to this county, and we've got folks coming from all over, from Brentwood to Nolensville to Spring Hill and Fairview, and it is truly central to the county. So that'll be nice to make that more fair for everybody, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, let's talk a little bit about the activities and the goal of Camp Will.
Okay.
Tell us a little bit about kind of the functionality of this program. Recreation therapy, your predecessor, Vicki Pittner, used to always call it the sneaky therapy. So tell us a little bit about the purpose of Camp Will and kind of what this program helps to build within your participants.
We have so many different types of goals that we work on. We've got goals that we have in mind for our campers. Our parents select a goal during our registration that they would ideally like to see their camper work towards. So there's lots of different things that kind of play into all of this. We work on encouraging independence and being able to make decisions independently and increasing social skills and having new experiences and everything and anything, if you will. So there's lots of different things that we have in mind when we're planning our camp. You know, and the nice thing about this, you're right, it is the sneaky therapy, so we're able to achieve all of these things not in your typical fashion, being able to learn a new sports skill or work on an arts and crafts project, you know, whatever have you. We're able to offer something fun and exciting, but work on this too.
Absolutely. And you guys do a lot of work behind the scenes right now. You guys are actively involved right now. I love that look, Jayne. You're like, yes, you're actively involved right now. Planning for Camp Will and the different things that your summer is going to incorporate with this program. You know, like we said before, while it is like that traditional summer camp experience with arts and crafts projects and swimming and on-site special guests and field trips and those kinds of things, you guys also have that element of therapy that's programmed into your daily activities with art, music, dance, all of that kind of stuff. And you guys work with a very carefully selected, trained group of staff as well that help you institute this program and carry it out.
Typically the staff that I hire, we're thankful to have many of our staff return to us year after year, but eventually we go through a cycle where we've got some kids, particularly those that are of the college age, where they may need to do internships or just move on to a professional working world. And so we do have to supplement our staff every single year. We typically target certain professions. My staff, like my campers, are a wide age of ranges, yeah, that's right. Anything from the college level on up through, gosh, Kerri, my oldest counselor is in his 70s. So it's an interesting...
And he's been with us for years.
So typically those folks that maybe they're in school studying occupational therapy or physical therapy, nursing. Maybe they're going to school to get a degree in special education, or they're already working in the school system. Maybe they're a teacher's aide in a special education class. Typically some sort of helping profession is the type of individual that we'll target. The nice thing about Camp 2 is prior to it starting, we do offer a paid in-service training to all of our staff. So where they've got coming into it with some expertise and know-how, we further enhance that with our in-service training.
Wonderful. All right, well, let's talk about the camp process this year, because if you want to participate in Camp Will, you have to be registered for Camp Will. So let's talk about the registration process and your camp fees. One of the goals of Williamson County Parks and Recreation in general is always providing affordable recreation and leisure services for our participants, and Camp Will is obviously no exception to that as well. Even with some of the advanced training and degrees that your staff holds and that your temporary staff with Camp Will holds, you are still able to offer a well-rounded program for a very reasonable rate. You have a one-time non-refundable registration fee of $25 per camper. That's pretty standard across the board for all of our summer programs. And then you guys charge a weekly fee of $54 a week. Tell us a little bit about that, you know, and kind of why we pay that in advance, because I know that helps you in the long run.
It does. We do require pre-registration for our program, and the reason for that and prepayment is just that gives us kind of the idea of how many campers to anticipate on a daily basis. We do tend to be quite the popular program, and we have people that continue to call inquiring about camp and availability even after the registration date. So getting the payment in advance, finding out what weeks campers are going to be attending, gives us a better idea of when we do have those phone calls, say in May, hey, do you have any spots left? We're better able to say what our availability truly is.
Really is.
And the nice thing about the $54 too is, with the exception of a camper bringing their lunch every single day and a snack, that's all inclusive of any special event. If we're going to the pool, transportation costs to get to the pool, all of that is inclusive in that price.
So it's really kind of a win-win for parents, because they get to pay for everything up front, and there's nothing kind of coming back at them over the course of the summer that they have to.
No worrying about having to pay the Friday before camp. There is another perk too for full registration of our program. You basically get a week off. So there is incentive for the registration of all 7 weeks. You're actually paying for 6 versus the 7. So we do offer that discount.
Which is really nice. I mean, if you do the math on it, if a participant registers for all 7 weeks of Camp Will, they pay $349. That includes their registration fee. And then like you said, for paying for the program in full, you do get a free week off. So it's a nice little benefit for that kind of program. Tell us about your registration dates and times, because you have particular dates, times, and locations where people come to register for.
Well, and we're changing it up this year too. So we are offering a Saturday registration. It's April the 26th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And the hope with that is, in the past we've offered our first registration date on a typical weekday. We do have a lot of families where mom and dads both work, or they're having to, do the kid shuffle in the morning and get their kids off. That day tends to be very busy and crowded for us as well. So we thought, let's offer a Saturday registration, and that might be a little bit more conducive for the family life. So that's something new that we're really excited about. Then our second day of registration will be the following Tuesday, so April the 29th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. The other nice thing too, our facilities actually open at 8 o'clock on Saturday, but we will have a waiting area for folks that if they want to come a few minutes early and kind of get themselves collected in whatever line that may form, we will have a space set aside for them. And then families can also go ahead and go on our website and download our current registration form, as well as the camper goal sheet. So we've already got some things where they can kind of get a head start.
Right, get all the paperwork kind of taken care of before you come for the actual registration. And again, registration will take place at the Franklin Recreation Complex on both April the 26th and the 29th.
Right.
And like Traci said, if you're interested in the program, you can go ahead and review, download, and fill out our camp application forms from our website at wcparksandrec.com. Just click on the Seniors and Therapeutics tab from the home page, and then follow the links for Camp Will.
Correct.
And then let's talk a little bit about registration itself. Registration is first come, first served.
Yes, it is.
There are a limited number of spots available for this program. So if you are interested in Camp Will, or if you do want this program for your child over the summer, you do want to make sure that you make it a priority during those 2 registration dates. Tell us what else people can expect during registration. Campers don't necessarily have to attend registration.
Campers don't have to come. If you are new to the program, we do like to meet with the parent or legal guardian and the camper prior to registration. We'll do an assessment and go ahead and collect some information from them. Like I said, the registration day is just so busy that to be able to sit down and really have the hour-long time that it takes to kind of get and review that information, it's just not the most conducive with a heavy crowd. They can probably expect to have some form of a crowd. It is going to be relatively busy, but we're relatively quick at getting the information we're needing, and hopefully can get folks in and out in a timely manner.
Yeah, pretty quickly. All right, and then lastly, I know we talked a little bit before about your staff for Camp Will. And as you kind of alluded to before, there usually is some turnover year to year in camp. For people who might be looking for summer job opportunities, do you still have openings for Camp Will? And if so, how can people find out about those?
I do have just a few openings left. I've been really fortunate to have all kinds of wonderful applicants this season so far. But if they access the employment information off of Williamson County's their website, Camp Will is listed as Therapeutic Summer Camp. they'll be able to find the application and either submit it online or print it off and fax it into Human Resources.
And so again, you can obtain a copy of that list of employment opportunities from the county website at williamsoncounty-tn.gov. Well, ladies, we're going to take a quick break,
Okay.
but when we come back, we'll start talking about your ongoing therapeutic programming that you have coming up over the next couple of weeks before Camp Will gets started. Y'all stay tuned. When we come back, we'll be talking more about therapeutic recreation programming with the Williamson County Parks and Recreation Department.
Want to build memories with your child? Turn off the TV and read. Reading is one of the best family activities around. It's free and without commercials. Start with picture books for young children and build to storybooks and novels. Vary the length and topic of what you're reading. And read slowly enough so that your child can draw pictures in his mind about what is being read. Invite your child to turn the book's pages, or pause and ask your child to predict what's going to happen next in the story.
Mom, we haven't turned that car.
Young children like to read the same book over and over. During repeat readings, stop at a key word and let your child fill in that word.
Is that the burner bowl?
After you finish reading a book, reflect on it together. Build memories. Read. This Choose Success moment has been brought to you by the Middle Tennessee P16 Council.
Welcome back to It's About You. We're talking today about therapeutic programming with the Williamson County Parks and Recreation Department. And we're going to switch gears now to talk about our ongoing therapeutic programming that we offer through the department. Jayne, tell us a little bit, since you are the main programmer for therapeutic recreation through the Franklin Recreation Complex, tell us a little bit about the types of programs that you offer kind of on an ongoing basis, and then we'll get into some of the particulars about a few things that you have going on.
Okay. We offer, most of our programs are for teens and adults that are offered on an ongoing basis, except for our Saturday respite program, which is offered for ages 6 to 23.
It's like mini camp.
Yeah, it's
outside
kind of
the
like a
summer
mini
season.
camp that's offered once a month in Franklin and once a month in Longview. But our other programs are basically for teens and older, and those are for folks with intellectual and physical disabilities.
And you guys do a wide range of different types of activities. I mean, y'all keep a full calendar going.
We do have a lot
Yes.
that's going on.
Every month. Like I said, we're going to be going over your ongoing monthly activities for the end of April and the 1st of May. Another full calendar for you guys as well. One thing to note, though, about the therapeutic programming is that they do take a brief hiatus from monthly programming during the summer months, during the operation of Camp Will. Camp Will is enough in and of itself. And so these programs will be going through May, and then there'll be a brief break over the summer, and then they'll return in the fall. So Jayne, start us off and tell us a little bit about your recreation nights. You have 2 programs coming up in April and May.
Right. Our recreation nights in this April, well, it's close to Easter, so we're going to have an egg extravaganza. So that evening we will have some egg hunts, and we're going to dye some eggs, and everything is kind of centered around eggs.
It's
we'll have
an
an egg
excellent
toss.
night.
Yes, we'll have an egg toss, and we'll have some fried chicken for dinner and some deviled eggs and the whole egg theme.
Egg, yeah.
So we'll have that for our recreation night. And recreation nights, basically, the theme can be different every month. It can be a dance with a DJ, or it could be another special event, or it could be a special game night, or it could be a game show night, or it could be a movie night. So it can
It's just
change.
something fun for people to do with their friends. And I
Right.
love how you guys always incorporate new kinds of themes into this night. There's a lot that are based around holidays within any given month, or they're seasonally based. You guys do a great hayride in the fall. You do some wonderful holiday themed stuff in the winter months. That there's always something new and fun to look forward to with
And
these
that's
kind of nights.
it's kind of recreation, so you can kind of go with whatever.
Yeah.
Our folks
season
like a
and-
party.
Yeah,
This is very
we
true.
do like to have a good time.
You usually do. So you guys have the egg extravaganza coming up on Thursday, April the 17th. And then you have another event in May, a Mexican fiesta and dance that's going to be on May the 1st. Tell us what you have planned for that evening.
Well, this is kind of our Cinco de Mayo type celebration for
Always
our
something to celebrate.
Yeah, well, of course, you look at the month and you think, wow, what can we celebrate? So we are having our fiesta, and we'll have some hat dances. We're going to have our DJ, Lewis Lee. He'll be back. So we will have, of course, nachos and tacos and the whole spread, and all of our participants will be there. And we usually have a pretty good crowd for that. And we will do a lot of games, and we'll do the limbo and all that. That kind of goes with any event that we have.
Right.
And our participants just have a great time. And of course, they'll dress up any theme that we have, and we just have a great time.
Have a party. I like it.
Yes.
Well, both of these events are going to be held at the Franklin Recreation Complex from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. They are for young adults and up. The cost for Egg Extravaganza is $7 per person. That does include dinner. And then the cost for the Mexican Fiesta and Dance is going to be $9 per person. And both of these programs are PALS programs. PALS is an acronym that stands for People at Leisure with Support. Jayne, kind of tell us what that means.
Well, that means that if a participant needs any support with a caregiver or anything like that, that they need to bring that caregiver with them. Our staff is really there to keep the program going, to make sure we can be there to lead the program and make all of our accommodations for everybody, but we just can't be one-to-one with any of our participants. So therefore, if somebody needs any assistance, they need to bring a caregiver with them to support them.
Registration for both of these events is going on now. Registration for Egg Extravaganza ends April 15th, and registration for our Mexican Fiesta and Dance ends on on April the 29th. April 15th and April 29th. See, I'm already into all your May dates already. The calendar's one continuous line for me. Another very popular monthly program that you guys have been doing for years that's really more seasonal, you do it about 3/4 of the year, is your bowling program. Traci, talk to us a little bit about the bowling program and what makes it a good therapeutic recreation activity.
Like you nailed it on the head. We've been offering this program for forever, way back in the day, even before I started working here. And it's really a nice sport, if you will. It gives our participants the ability to learn the fundamental of a game, gives them the opportunity to get up and moving. It's not quite the same as doing a heavy workout, but there's some physical activity component to it as well. The nice thing about bowling too is a lot of our participants are also involved with Special Olympics, and they offer a yearly bowling tournament. So being able to get that practice time in between seasons, and of course, hands down, is the social aspect of it. We've got quite the crowd that attends this program. I mean, Jayne could have anywhere, I would say, between 20 and 25 participants, easy on a weekly basis. And so building those friendships and relationships, I mean, they truly look forward to coming every single week and seeing who's there and getting caught up with everyone. So.
Well, and I think another aspect that has made this such a popular, long-standing program is the wonderful relationship with the Franklin Family Entertainment Center. They are a pleasure to work with this program and your other bowling programs that you offer as well. This is an all-inclusive program for all ages, for anyone who would want to attend it. It's on Tuesday afternoons from 3 to 4:30 p.m. You're currently going to be offering the program through April the 29th. It's only $3 a person.
That's your shoes included, the whole entire hour and a half.
Yeah, which is another thing that makes this program so inclusive, is that no one has to really bring anything to it. You're not responsible for any of your equipment. It's all provided for you when you get there. And for the great price of $3 for an hour and a half of bowling,
you can't beat that.
You can't beat it. So again, no registrations required for this program. It's open to anyone who would be interested. Again, Tuesdays through April the 29th from 3 to 4:30 at the Franklin Family Entertainment Center. Lots of other programs to talk about. Potluck and bingo. It's one of the simplest ideas as far as programming goes, but it's one of the funnest programs that we offer as well. Jayne, you've got an event coming up for this on May the 8th. Tell us what you guys are going to be doing with this one.
Well, potluck and bingo is one of our favorites. We do have a very large crowd that comes to this. It is a free event. All we ask is that our participants bring a dessert or a side dish to share, and we provide the meat and the drinks, and then of course the bingo and the prizes. And so we have our participants come, and we have a potluck dinner, and then after they eat, then we play bingo, and we usually play about 8 rounds of bingo, and then we have a cover-all round.
Yeah.
So it's a great event, and it's 2 hours long from 5:30 to 7:30.
7:30 p.m. And again, you guys have an event coming up at the Franklin Rec Center on Thursday, May the 8th, 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. for young adults and up. And then you also have another event in May that's going to be on Wednesday, May the 14th at the Longview Recreation Center at Spring Hill. So just doubling up on some of that potluck and bingo fun. Same type of program, same type of structure. Both of these are also PALS programs as well, with advanced registration required. Registration for our Franklin-based program will go through May the 6th, and then registration for our Longview program will go through May the 12th. We still have several other programs that I want to touch on today, but we are running out of time. So real quick, Traci, give us a brief description of Fitness Fun. This is another monthly program that you guys offer.
Yes, Jayne does a fantastic job every Wednesday facilitating this group. They work on all different types of different core, conditioning type activities, range of motion, flexibility. She typically will start off with a weighted component, for lack of a better word, where they work with hand weights, working on building muscle mass. They might use the stretchy bands or the medicine balls, and so do some core, strength training first, and then we usually end it on a more aerobic note, typically a walk. If it's nice outside, we'll take advantage of the awesome walking track that we have in our backyard, or whether, if it's not so favorable, we do have an indoor track that we take advantage of too. So,
but fitness should be a component of everyone's life, and so this is just an extension of that for our therapeutic participants. Your May program will be Wednesday the 7th through the 21st. It meets from 4 to 4:50 p.m. again at the Franklin Rec Center. It is a program for teens and up, and cost for that is $15 for the month-long session. Jayne, you have tons of other great programs that we could go into so much more in depth about today, but we just don't have the time. But I do want to make sure that we get the dates out there. You have a great program called Games Galore. You'll be doing a May session of that program on Thursday, May the 15th. And then you also have a wonderful new program that you guys just instituted a little while ago called Miscellaneous Mondays. This is really more of an art-based program. It's something a little bit different from what you guys have done in the past. I know in May you guys are going to be doing some tie-dye projects. It'll meet Monday, May 5th and May 12th from 4 to 5 p.m. also at the Franklin Rec Center. It's for young adults and up, and it is $15 for that month. Real quick though, since we are running out of time and we don't have a lot of time to go on in depth about some of these other programs, Traci, tell us how people can get more information about these, or phone numbers for you and Jayne if people have questions.
Our information is already available on our website, so they can go to wcparksandrec.com. My phone number is 790-5719, extension 2021. Jayne's at the same phone number, but her extension is 2033. So, website would be an awesome asset. Of course, all of our information is in our facility newsletter. And then Jayne also does a great job each month to send out email blasts to all of our participants. Hey, this registration is coming up. So to access that information, you can give her a call and she can get you set up with that.
Great. Well, ladies, thank you both for your time today and coming in to talk about our programs. Wish you the best of luck with everything this spring and this summer, and we look forward to seeing you guys at Camp Will.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
I want to thank you guys for joining us for today's show as well. We look forward to seeing you next time. And until then, remember, Williamson County, it's all about you.
Hi, my name is Tanir. I chose this book because the pictures are really good. This is one of my favorite pictures, and you can learn some facts about them too. This is one of my favorite facts. It tells a lot about history, and it tells you different types of countries and like cities. And like German's like friend, he really likes the sport, and he wanted German Stelson to come with him and do the race across America with him. And German Stelson wins the race.